STEM Strong is the result of a DRK-12 NSF-funded project, which stands for Supporting Teachers in Rural Communities for the Next Generation. And we do this by providing professional learning in science and engineering to elementary teachers that are situated and serving in rural communities and focused on North Dakota, Montana, California, and Wyoming. So the foundation of STEM Strong comes from previous research that was conducted in California. We know from lots of educational research that oftentimes teachers have the opportunity to attend workshops or other professional development events. Unfortunately, these one-time events really doesn't help change their instructional practice. So what we have done is we have combined intense professional learning with ongoing what we call modest supports, which include things like electronic resources, connection through professional learning communities, and other things to help teachers stay connected and promote enduring changes in their practice.
In rural areas especially, it can be really difficult for teachers to just have access to good professional learning opportunities because they are geographically distant, and PL can be pretty expensive for districts, and smaller school districts might not have the funds for that. But if you're doing professional learning online and having all of the materials online, that cuts down costs significantly for the professional learning provider. They don't have to travel, teachers don't have to travel. And the nice thing has been that our teachers are able to join from home, some join from their school, so it's very flexible.
I think professional learning is a primary way that teachers are able to access current research-based strategies and tools. And I think additionally, professional learning provides a space for rural teachers who may be more limited in the collegial interactions that they have, just based on smaller schools, fewer teachers who might teach the same grades or subjects as them. And so it really provides an opportunity for them to collaborate and learn in ways they might not otherwise.
Hopefully you all got an opportunity to try some version of this assessment in your class. So you gathered evidence of how your students are progressing along that performance. And today, we're going to analyze that evidence, and we'll look at what it's showing us about what your students are working on, what they're progressing with, and we're going to interpret it to then think about what to do with that information.
What's unique about STEM Strong is the focus on connecting rural teachers who in many ways are often geographically isolated. And so we have teachers who are being connected virtually who, are hundreds, maybe thousands of miles away from each other. And they're building these professional networks and learning from each other in a way that rural teachers often don't have access to. And so I think that's one of the things that makes STEM Strong unique is our focus on helping teachers identify local phenomena and ways that they can connect their learning to their local rural communities so that students can see the science and engineering that's happening in the places where they are.
It's been really neat to see how teachers, both within a single state but also across multiple states, have been able to find common ground to collaborate, common practices that they're wanting to work toward and improve.
The way we tried to position engineering in the professional learning, we tried to make it a lot more approachable and really get them to see that engineering isn't this scary, graduate level academic thing that is only attainable by some. Like, we all do engineering in our lives every day. It's problem solving, and students are really, really great at doing that just naturally. So a lot of teachers even walked away just from that first professional learning feeling so much more confident that they can do engineering and that they can teach it.
That's also really profound to think about, that we give our students opportunities to express thinking in multiple ways. So to get input in multiple ways and to express in multiple ways, because they'll lean on the ways that help them do that expressing.
Engineering is important to teach to students because it helps them develop important critical thinking and problem solving skills, and they get to do that while they're simultaneously applying what they've learned in disciplines like science and math, even language arts and social studies. Engineering is important to teach to educators because in order for educators to be able to support their own students in learning engineering, they need to have the tools to do that. And so starting by teaching them engineering, that's the important first step for them to be able to teach it to their students.
STEM Strong has impacted me through the collaboration with other teachers, not just within North Dakota, but through other states. Seeing how they teach science, maybe the same topics, but they teach it a different way, bringing in their ideas. I also like that STEM Strong introduced me to the science notebook, where I can get my kids' ideas down in one place. They have the ability to kind of let their ideas flow.
STEM Strong is great because I get to connect with teachers in my area and in other states. Like, I'll never go to a conference with California teachers, so it's nice to be able to, over Zoom, see how other states teach science and what their experiences are like. It's nice to be able to read the next generation science standards and have the time to do that. You get busy in your day-to-day, so STEM Strong is good about letting us have access and dedicated time to reading the new science standards.
So one of the things that I'm particularly excited about for STEM Strong in the future is the idea that we will continue to develop this model of professional learning. We know from prior research that one-time workshops are not effective in changing teachers' practice. By participating in STEM Strong, teachers get to see and experience firsthand what science instruction aligned with the next generation science standards looks like. They also have an opportunity to collaborate with other teachers to think about how this instruction would look in their classrooms.